John Colo at discountjuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and it's always a good day here at Discount Juicers when we get an all brand new juicer that you guys didn't even get yet. And today we're going to be introducing yet another brand new juicer to you. We just introduced one maybe 2 weeks ago. Saw it here first at Discount Juicers, and now you're seeing this juicer here first at discountjuicers.com. We got special ties with many of the manufacturers that actually, want me to review their machines to let you guys know how they are, and they know that I just tell it like it is, man. If something blows up, I show it and I explain it, and that's what it is. Luckily, all the companies have had good quality control, so nothing's ever blown up on me. But yeah, there have been minor issues with juicers in the past, but they've always been taken care of. In any case, hopefully that's not going to be the case with this brand new juicer that I know many of you guys have been waiting for. I mean, I originally showed this machine, the Omega Cube juicer, back in 2015. That's when I originally announced this model, and it's taken now Omega almost a year and a half, almost coming up on 2 years to finally get it out. So I definitely hope they've worked out all the bugs and that it was definitely worth the wait. So I know a lot of you guys seen a lot of the marketing hype and see the advertising on the Juice Cube, and you're kind of wondering, John, is this a juicer that I should get? Should I not get the Omega VSJ series, which is, actually my favorite machine and one of the best all-time performing Omega juicers on the market at this time? If you're going to be juicing a wide variety of produce items? Well, that's a good question, right? So while this is totally new and different, it's actually also old and familiar. Figure that one out. Well, you're going to have to watch this video to figure that statement out. But in any case, this is the all-new Juice Cube. The way it's new and different is because it's an all-new form factor. So imagine if they have a cell phone instead of being a flat panel, and it might be a round ball, right? So yeah, this the juicers, a lot of the old horizontal single auger style juicers, which is what this is. So this would compare pretty much to the former model of the Omega 8007 style machine. But basically took that same style and they basically reinvented it in a smaller and more compact form. Looks a lot nicer. Actually has a lot, several upgraded features over the original 8000 series machines, which has been also one of Omega's best sellers. Now, there's a difference between the horizontal single auger machines, that's the 8000 series, as well as the Omega NC 800. And the Omega VSJ 843, which is a vertical single auger machine, right? I prefer the vertical single auger machine, the Omega VSJ 843, if you want to just say, hey John, I want to juice everything. I want to juice a little bit of, leafy greens, a little bit of carrots and some fruits, and maybe I'll do some wheatgrass sometimes. So that's a machine if you kind of want to juice a little bit of everything, right? Then we get into the horizontal single auger, such as the Cube style machine. This style machine is if you said, hey John, I want to juice wheatgrass and sprouts, microgreens every single day and get a high yield, and you're going to juice a large quantity of those items, then this is the machine you're going to want to get. You don't want to get a vertical machine. If you said, hey John, I'm going to juice lots of fruits, man, fruits, I'm going to go crazy on the fruits. Well, while this machine will juice fruits, right, I have noticed that it does tend to back up more than, say, the vertical single auger juicer does on the fruit. So if you're going to juice a lot of fruits, and by themselves, then get a vertical. But if you're going to juice some fruits in with your vegetables and mixtures of stuff, then this machine would probably be an alright choice as well. If you said, hey John, I'm going to juice lots of leafy greens, man, I'm going to make my juices 80% dark leafy greens because I've heard they're the best foods on the entire planet for healing our immune system, healing our body, and getting nutritional support so that our bodies could heal itself from any kind of situations that you may be in. And if you want to make 80% green juice, or even 75, or maybe even 70% plus greens in your juice with very little other things, number one, that's going to taste real strong, so you got to be a trooper if you're doing that. But this is the machine you're going to want to get, not a vertical single auger machine. If you're going to juice lots of carrots and stuff, this machine will do carrots, fairly well, as will a vertical machine. So that's not really a big tipping point for me. The other thing is that, the horizontal single auger machines take less time to clean. They're one of the easiest juicers to clean on the market because there's actually, smaller passageways, less parts, and more importantly, less screen area. So this style machine takes me about 1.5 to 2 minutes to clean personally. Now, on the flip side, as much as this juicer is faster to clean, it's going to take you guys longer to use. So hopefully in an upcoming episode I will be demonstrating this against the Omega VSJ843 and showing you guys how long it takes to juice the same amount of produce in each machine, plus show you guys the yields in each machine. The next thing I want to give is a disclaimer, and my disclaimer is simply this: if you guys enjoy my episodes with my juice off comparisons, my juicer introductions, my juicer reviews, I would encourage you guys to support me and my work by making your purchase at discountjuicers.com. This allows me to continue to make these videos to share with you guys because, I've been juicing now consistently since 1995. That's like over 21 years now. And I play with the juicers each and every day. Some days, like yesterday, I juiced over 2 gallons of juice, which was like maybe 3 separate different recipes, right? And so I get a lot of time behind the machine, so I know really a lot about them. I haven't met a sales rep yet at any of the companies of the juicers that I represent, Omega included, that juices more than me, right? So I have a lot of hands-on experience, and I share this experience with you guys in my videos, right? In big box stores and all this stuff, they don't have a guy like me that really does this, that lives this lifestyle day in and day out to help you select the juicer. So if you find the service that I'm providing of giving you guys free, videos to educate you guys about the juicers, I would ask to support me in my work so I can continue this, because if I don't get any orders and don't sell any juicers, then I will not have to I won't be able to make these videos anymore, which would be really sad because I really enjoy this and I love juicing, and it's changed my life for sure. And if you're new into getting into juicing, it will change your life. Mark my words, if you are consistent with it, right? Most important thing in juicing is not that you have the most expensive juicer, but the best juicer that makes the highest yield. Like, I don't really care about that, but you got to be consistent. So what I recommend for you guys, once you do get a juicer, hopefully from Discount Juicers, is to just get on a program and to juice every day. I know some people get on Juice Fast and they go juicing for hog wire or haywire for 7 days, 14 days, 30-day Juice Fast, and that's really great. Juice Fasts have their place for sure, but I think it's much more sustainable in the long term to just maybe don't eat breakfast. Skip your breakfast. Instead, have as much fresh vegetable and or fruit juices as you'd like. And just do this every day and get in a habit of doing this, right? Yeah, it's going to take a couple, 3 weeks to form a habit, but once you do this for a couple, 3 weeks, guess what? You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start losing weight just by changing what you're eating for breakfast and making it a juice. You're making it the most nutritional packed food on the entire planet, right? Fruit and vegetable juices. So yeah, just get into the juicing habit. Anyways, enough of all this stuff. Let's get into the reason why we're here today. Get sidetracked easy. It's the Omega Juice Cube. I've been waiting for this guy for a long time. So the first thing I want to say is, check out this box. This box is one sexy box. Look at this, man. The box is a cube, just like the juicer inside it. So yeah, really cool. It basically just has a lot of cool graphics. It says more than a juicer. Juice, process, and create to let you do process or juice fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, and wheatgrass. Lets you process things like nuts into nut butters, make nut milks, make sorbets, and make all natural baby food. And then you could create salsas, extrudes pasta, extrudes breadsticks, and mince herbs. Really cool. And let's go ahead and flip around to the front of this box here. I like this box here because it's for people that sell online like myself, not going to be too helpful, but it's going to be nice when the customer gets it. But for like a point of purchase in a store, it's going to be nice because this front panel opens. Move that over for you guys. You guys can see there's a really nice spread. Actually, this spread is actually quite large. But anyways, it just shows you the juice cube. And this is to better explain it because, if you don't have my video to watch and you're not going to really fully understand it, and you can't really maybe even fully understand it by just seeing a few pictures on the box. Basically, this juicer is a horizontal single auger juicer that just compacts down and stores in a nice, easy, tight place, and also looks a lot better than these squared off, old-fashioned, old-school juicers created in the 1990s that they're still creating today with very little changes. So I like that Omega is raising the bar up and hopefully motivating the industry to you know, play catch up. So yeah, it just shows you how it stores all up, and then it, you know, talks about some of the different features, some of the different things with pictures you could do, and how this machine looks. Well, enough about the pictures. We don't need to show you no pictures like a lot of YouTube videos just, you know, regurgitate pictures online. I want to show you guys this actual juicer. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Undo this. Yeah, really nice box. And I do like in the box they pack it with a lot of different cardboard packing materials that are recyclable and or compostable instead of, you know, plastic, styrofoam, and all this kind of stuff, right? All right, so the first thing when you get the machine, you're going to go ahead on the top. You're going to get a couple things. You're going to get a quick start guide. So I do encourage you guys to check out this quick start guide once you get the machine. I'll be going over probably most of the things on the quick start guide, so you guys won't have to read it, but I do encourage you guys to read all the material, including the quick start guide as well as the user manual. So the user manual here also includes the warranty card. You could send in this warranty card, but I encourage you guys to visit the Omega website, which is listed right here, to register your product online. This is going to save you guys a stamp. And also they ask for a little bit less information online than on this form. So that's kind of cool. And oh, the warranty. I like Omega juicers because they have the longest warranties in the juicing industry. Actually, they set the bar with long warranties. They were the first company to have a 15-year warranty on the whole entire machine. Some companies are kind of scammy. They're going to say, oh, yeah, there's a 10-year warranty on the motor, and then we give only 2-year warranty on the parts, right? There's other companies that are selling juicers, you know, that is not Omega, that does this. But with Omega, right, you're going to get a solid juicer, and this machine has a full 15-year warranty on the entire machine. Imagine if your iPhone had a 15-year warranty. Well, probably after a couple years, you probably wouldn't even need the warranty anyways because it's outdated. But nonetheless, if you dropped your iPhone or it broke due to no fault of your own, maybe if you drop it, it won't count. But if you were just using it and it just stopped working, it would be covered under warranty. And that's what it is with the Omega juicer, the cube juicer, 15-year warranty. So like in year 5, if the screen breaks, you're just juicing some wheatgrass, maybe you're feeding things in too fast, maybe you're in a rush, maybe it's just kind of getting old, the screen breaks, right? Many companies, you have to shell out another 60 bucks, 50, 60 bucks, right, for a brand new juicing screen. Not so with Omega, so I want you guys to remember that, especially if you guys purchase your juicer from discount juicers. You know, I have heard of some customers having challenges, like if they bought from big box stores getting warranty service from Omega, but I guarantee that if you buy from discount juicers, we're always here to support you, to stand behind you, to make sure Omega fulfills their warranty commitment to you, because that's like fulfilling, you know, Omega's commitment to us at the same time. So if they're not taking care of my customers, I'll make sure that my customers get taken care of, but I can't do this if you buy the juicer somewhere else. So yeah, there's definitely some benefits from making your purchase at discount juicers. But yeah, so yeah, 15-year warranty, yeah, it's going to save you guys a lot of money in the long run. And the whole machine's covered. That's a cool thing about Omega. So yeah, so then in the instruction book they give you just like a diagram of all the parts that we'll be going over in this episode, and they go over how to make nut butters, baby food, mincing, extruding, how to make juicing, and how to make nut milks, how to assemble, how to disassemble, all that good stuff. So yeah, I definitely want to read your instruction book. Now the only other thing inside this box is the juice cube itself. You know, there's not all these individual parts, you have this part, that part. It comes out as all of one unit. The one thing I wish they did have is maybe like a handle so I could lift it out really easily. So let me go ahead and see how clumsy I'm going to be lifting this whole machine out that's kind of heavy. Oh, not too bad. Alright, there we go. This is the juice cube. Let's go ahead and get this box out of the way. Alright, now that we got the box out of the way, this is the juice cube. This is the front of the juice cube. And we're going to go ahead and turn it. This is the side of the juice cube. This is the back of the juice cube. And this is the other side of the juice cube. As you guys can see, it's a totally cube, and the whole juicer apparatus fits all within here, including on the bottom of the juice cube. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a built-in cord storage to store the cords. So yeah, all this just packs away nice and neatly. And so you're not going to lose the parts. Like I have so many people email me, John, I need to buy this part, I lost the part. Well, with this juice cube, all the parts fit within this little box, so you don't lose your parts. So yeah, let's go over this juice cube one part at a time. Alright, so here's the front of the unit. The main thing is you can take off this top housing right here. And once you take off this top housing, you could actually just, maybe set it to the side over here, and you could actually stick your produce in here as like a little tray, so that's kind of handy. Next, of course, we got the two trays that come out of the bottom. And each of these trays are for different things. This one is labeled up to about 950 milliliters, like totally max, maybe more comfortably 900 milliliters, about 32 ounces approximately when it's full. And this one is to catch the juice, so this is the one without the handle, and if you forget, on the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says juice. And then this one with the little handle, this one on the bottom says pulp, and this holds approximately the same amount, and this is to catch your pulp. Then next we have the clear funnel. Next we have the juicing sieve, which actually goes on top of the juice collection cup. It just sits right there in place. And then also we have this little knob here, which is the outlet adjusting knob. Next thing we have on here is the main juicer body. So this is stored. When it's stored upside down. This is not the way you're going to juice. There's a little lever right here. It says open, close. It's currently unclosed. We're going to push it to open, and then this part comes out, and then what you're going to do is flip it around, and then put it back in, and then you're going to go to close. So that's how the machine is now set up and ready to work. And how this goes is the pulp catch bin is going to go on the end. The juice catch bin is going to go right underneath it. And then this piece that was inside goes right on this end cap. And then you put the funnel on top. And that's basically how easy it is to set up the juice cube for juicing. In addition, which you guys can't see, let me tip this up for you. Oops. On the top here, there's like a few controls. There's an on and off switch that has a silicone gasket around it. So it's on, and then it's a momentary for reverse, and the middle is off. And then on the side here, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's this little thing, and that's the little cleaning brush to clean the screen, so that's hidden away, because I have a lot of people that lose that. And then over on this side, you have the pusher to push the produce in the machine. And so these tops of these devices are rubberized, so that's kind of handy. Let's see, setting that back down. Let's get further into some of the parts of the machine. Maybe we'll move some of these out of the way. I want to focus on the juicing apparatus, because that's probably one of the main, most important things of this juicer. And the way this motor is set up, actually. So most horizontal single auger juicers, and in the future I'll have a comparison between this model and, say, the Omega NC 800, which is the top of the line of horizontal single auger that Omega puts out at this time in a traditional format, which is actually quite larger than this, because I think the main body of the NC 800 is maybe just a little bit longer than this, and then this part sticks out even further. But so those are direct drive units. So this one actually kind of has the motor facing this direction, and then there's, the motor runs down this over here, and then is driven. I think it's probably by some gears. And so the motor connection is right here, and that drives the auger. That's the single auger. It runs at a low and slow 80 revolutions per minute. You put the produce in the top. It chunks off pieces of the produce, pulls it down the auger, compresses it, squeezes out the juice, which comes out down below, and then the pulp comes out the front here. So the specific parts to make this work are as follows. Alright, so we got the outlet adjusting knob that I put on last. This is a very important part, right? Most other Omega 8000 series machines, including the Omega 8003, 8004, 8005, and 8006, do not have this end cap adjustment. What that means is you will be losing yield because this adjustment allows you to put more back pressure to keep it inside the pulp inside the machine. The Omega NC 800 and 900 have this, as well as the Omega 8007 and 8008. So yeah, then we could take off this outlet cap here. This outlet cap, you guys look carefully, has some numbers on there. When you put this cap on here, there's a little line, and you just line that up, And then it's going to, when you put it on, it's on 0, that's where you remove it, and then you could dial this down to 0, 1, 2, 3. So if it is on 3, this is where you want to keep it if you're juicing things like carrots, broccoli, wheatgrass, microgreens. You know, if you're juicing something like fruits, where the fruit's getting backed up and clogging up inside the machine, then you're going to want to maybe take it down to like a 1 or even like a 0.5. That's like between 0 and 1. And potentially even take it off. This will provide the least amount of back pressure so that the juicer will at least function, because sometimes if pulp is too soft, then it's going to stick inside the machine. Of course, a better solution than to loosen this is to juice your soft fruits with some hard vegetables. So for example, if you got some soft pineapples that aren't going through right, alternate feeding with carrots. That's going to help push it through. And then I would set that, you know, on number 3. Next, we got the juicing screen. So this juicing screen, although all the 8000 series or horizontal machines have a similar screen, this is a more beefy screen than, say, the 8004, 8006 models, which have been quite popular because this model actually has a first stage screen that's actually stainless steel. On the 8004, 8006, 8003, and 8005, this is now plastic parts, so I do like the stainless steel. I've seen less screen breakage, you know, on the unit that's stainless steel instead of the plastic. In addition, it looks like there's a little bit more screen area on this screen than on the original 8004 and 8006 models, 8003 and 8005 models as well. So I like that a lot. And also inside here, nice stainless steel inset where all the grinding is taking place. Plus, they got the silicone lip here on the back side of this part. That is going to be the first thing that kind of keeps some back pressure inside the machine. And then secondary is this control knob. Of course, next we could pull out this auger here. This is the GE Ultim auger, 8 times harder plastic than the plastic that originally came with the Omega 8003 and 8005. The 8004, 8006, 8007, 8008, and the NC 800 and NC 900 all have this Ultim auger. Now there are minuscule design changes between all these models, so I do not encourage you guys like rotating parts between this and a different model machine. Always buy the correct parts for your juicer for it to fit and function properly. And of course, if you're doing a warranty claim, then Omega is going to send you the exact parts you need that they're going to fit every single time. So yeah, this is the auger, and yeah, basically how this works is it's spinning around, and as it spins around, the produce basically gets put in here and it gets chunked down into smaller pieces, and it gets compressed and compressed, and in this area it's hitting the juicing screen inside here where the food is being ground up, and then the juice is released in this last stage here. And upon the initial crush, whenever you put something in, it's crushed. On fruits like oranges, on the initial crush it releases a lot of juice, and that's the juice comes out of this first stage screen. So this is actually a 2-stage single auger juicer. Of course, the last part is this clear housing, and Omega has definitely made improvements on this housing compared to all the other machines, all the 8000 series machines, but not the NC 800 and 900, which still has one up on this machine in terms of this housing. So the first thing I'd like to say is that I do like this housing because now instead of being a smoke plastic, it's actually a clear plastic. So that's much easier to kind of see what's going on. The other thing is they have a little guard here on the bottom. Before this was open, now they have a little X so you can't stick your fingers up in there or whatnot. This is good and bad. This is going to make it a little bit harder to clean, but it's also going to provide more safety. Let's see here on the back, there's like a little silicone gasket built into this housing, non-user replaceable, so if that gasket goes bad, you need to replace this whole piece. I guess the other final comment I have about this piece is the main thing I like a lot is the feed chute. So if you guys have looked at the Omega 8000 series, any of the 8000 series, they all have a circular feed chute that's about approximately, but not quite, 1.5 inches in diameter circular. So this feed chute is 1.5 inches diameter this direction, and then go in this direction, the wide direction, it's like 1.75 inches wide. So this is approximately, I think based on my calculations, about 17% larger feed chute on this machine than on the original 8000 series models. So for that reason alone, I'd probably encourage you guys to get this machine because it's going to make feeding a lot easier. That being said, you know, I will do the demo comparing this to the Omega NC 800, and that machine actually has a 1.5 by 2 inch feed chute, which is even larger than this one. So yeah, glad Omega is always striving to make things better. And of course, finally we got the main motor base. I like that this is a one-piece chrome. It's probably maybe a stainless steel here. No nooks and crannies for juice to get into. Kind of looks more like juice bar style, like Pro. I like it. It is chrome, so it's totally metal. Will show fingerprints, so you'll probably have to clean it. Yeah, and then this piece is metal also. So yeah, this is the main motor base here. Once again, I could now show you guys on the top here more easily basically the pusher, the brush, the on-off switch. And then I want to show you guys and flip around to the back because we're not done giving you guys a grand tour. On the back here, there's a little trap door. All right, what's in the trap door? Give me all your money. All right, in the trap door there, what you're going to get are a few more parts. So as I showed you, the juicer set up to juice, and all the parts in the trap door here are for what's known as the blank plate, or homogenizing or processing other foods. So in here you have a few parts. You have the blank plate, so this is to make things like salsa, frozen fruit sorbets, nut butters, minced herbs, and make baby foods. Also, it'll help you extrude pasta. Yeah, so that's this guy, nice heavy-duty part. And then in addition to this part, you're also going to get these guys. These are the nozzles. You're going to go ahead and get 6 nozzles. Here's a pasta nozzle, another pasta nozzle, another pasta nozzle. This is a breadstick nozzle, another pasta nozzle, and then this is the nozzle if you're going to be making like the ice creams and the mincing and whatnot. So yeah, 6 nozzles, definitely really cool. Now, the thing I noticed on this, because I'm a stickler with my juicers, you know, and I do need to give a disclaimer also, but basically on this little drawer thing, when I got it, it wasn't exactly like in. I mean, it looks like on the video like it's working alright, but without any too much pressure, it actually just kind of slides out. And that's because there's like these little holes that are supposed to hold it in, and it looks like the holes, or the little pins that are on the sides of this thing, do not extend out far enough. Now, you know, this is a pre-production model. I got this weeks before it's out anywhere, and actually my serial number on the bottom is like 00008. So I'm sure like the executives at Omega got their model first, then they sent me one. So hopefully this gets worked out before they go into production. Let's see here. The other thing that I noticed on here is we have this stainless steel inset plate here. And over on this side, it's attached fairly well, but if we go over and spin over the machine around to this side where it attaches the motor base, I don't know if you guys could see that, you probably can't, but I could push this in and there's a little bit of play. It's just not, it's not fully connected, or something's not exactly right. So yeah, I'm sure they'll get this worked out in their real production models. So yeah, let's go ahead and tip this machine up, and maybe we'll try to put that drawer back in there. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really snap in like it should. But yeah, I do like the cord on the bottom just winds up and it's hidden out of view. Nice long cord here to reach your outlet. Also, I like that this cord is a 3-prong cord and actually nice and heavy duty. Some juicers, even in this day and age, only use a 2-prong cord. And the 3rd prong is always for the ground, so I like when that is active. Because especially most kitchens should have the GCFI. And needs to have a ground to work properly. So yeah, now we got this cord out. Let's go ahead and turn this machine around. We're going to go ahead and reassemble this machine. Share with you guys how it works by juicing some spinach today. And then at the end of this video, we're going to make some frozen fruit sorbet for dessert to show you guys just another one of the features the Omega Cube Juicer Model 300 can do. So as you guys can see, I got the spinach. We got some Earthbound Farm baby spinach. I like to buy the pre-washed spinach because I can literally just open this baby up, put it through the juicer, and I'm done. Real simple, real easy. Now I decided to juice straight leafy greens in this machine because it should really do really well at juicing the straight leafy greens. Of course, it would do better if I mixed in maybe like celery and carrots with the spinach. So I would put, a handful of spinach, a handful of celery, or put some celery in there, and then put some carrots in there, and then start over with the spinach. And if you want to throw some apple in there too, add that into the mix. So I always encourage you guys, no matter what juicer you use, is to rotate the items you're putting in. Don't just put all the spinach, then all the celery, then all the carrots. It's not going to work as well as if you put a little bit of spinach, some celery, some carrots, some apple, then start over with the spinach and keep going till you run out. Alright, so to me this juicer doesn't look like it's set up. I've done that on purpose so that I can show you guys how easy it is to assemble. So the first thing is you're going to go ahead and take this main drum housing. Make sure this little lever here is on the open side. You're going to push this housing in facing up and then just pull it over to close. Real simple, real easy. Next we're going to go ahead and take this auger. Auger slides right back into the machine. And you're going to notice this auger has a little bit of play and it doesn't fully recess into the back machine. This is how it's been designed, so don't worry when it's not all the way back, because I've gotten people complain about that before. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the juicing screen. The first stage screen is always pointed straight down, so we're going to go ahead and slide that back in there. Slides in right nice and tight. When you do that, the auger should pretty much meet the seal on the screen. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the outlet cap here with the numbers, and I do like that on this model, and this is the first time I've seen this, on the outlet cap they actually have a little lever here that's going to make assembling and disassembling significantly easier than previous generations. This is a new upgrade that I haven't seen on any other machine yet. So you're going to go ahead and put this on place and turn it to close. It's going to close, and then finally you're going to take the outlet adjusting knob with the little white line on it, line that up with the 0. It goes into place, and then you're going to crank it down and turn it to 3 to make sure you have maximum pressure since we're doing some leafy greens. Finally, we got the little funnel here, which this funnel is smaller than other funnels on the 8000 series machines, but it still looks pretty functional. And then finally we're going to go ahead and take our pulp catch bin, put that right there at the end, and then we're going to go ahead and take our juice catch bin and put this right underneath the machine as well so it catches our juice. Alright, with that, that's how easy this juicer is to set up. Let's go ahead and turn this on so you guys can hear it running. Now this machine's running at 80 revolutions per minute, so that's RPM, and that's how fast the machine is running. So 80 revolutions per minute, that's quite slow compared to some high-speed machines that may run in excess of 10,000 RPM or revolutions per minute that people have complained sounds like an airplane taking off in your kitchen. Now the question is, John, why would I want to get an 80 RPM juicer when I could get a juicer that runs at 10,000 RPM and it's faster and I could juice things in an instant instead of taking a couple 3 or 4 minutes? I know for a lot of you guys, time is money, but for a lot of other people, what's more important than just the time you're using to juice is, how good a quality is the juice you're being made. Of course, there's studies that show high-speed juices retain nutrients, and there's studies that show the low-speed juicers retain nutrients. I think the main thing to be concerned about with these studies is that, what nutrients are they identifying? Of course, with the minerals, that's going to vary on the extracting method. Same with the vitamins, and same with the most important nutrients to me, which are the phytochemicals and phytonutrients. These are the things that, can help your body fight cancer and whatnot. And it's been shown that with a slow juicer, you're going to have higher levels of these beneficial polyphenols, that can be more effective at fighting cancer. So, I got into this for my health. I almost lost my life when I was in my 20s. I'm only here today because, in my opinion, of juicing and making radical dietary and lifestyle changes. And, I want to get the most disease-fighting foods and juices in my body, even if it takes me a little bit longer, right? I'm worth it, and hopefully you'll believe that you are worth it too, and don't sell yourself short just because you want to save a couple minutes so you can get to work faster to a job you may not like anyways. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and start juicing. And it is really easy to juice in the Juice Cube by Omega. Rip that off, and look at this nice spinach here. Real simple. We're going to go ahead and take the pusher right here. We're going to turn this machine on, and we're just going to go ahead and take handfuls of spinach and put in the feed chute. Once you put in the feed chute, you're going to have to push it down. And this is the part that I don't particularly care for on a horizontal juicer. On my vertical juicer, I would literally just put the spinach in there, it would drop in there, and there would be no pushing required. So this is going to take a little bit of time to push it all in. Wow, I just pushed like maybe 3 handfuls in, and already we're getting some juice dripping out of the juice cube. In general, 1 pound of greens will equal about 1 cup of juice, so it's going to be interesting to see how much the juice cube yields. I think we'll save you the expense of watching me juice all this stuff up, so we're going to go ahead and put this on fast forward for you guys, and we'll come back at you when I'm about done. Alright, so I just thought I'd stop for a minute because what's happening is looks like it's juicing so well, making a bunch of foam that the strainer is catching. But I'm concerned that this might run over, so I'm going to shake this down a little bit. You know, one of the challenges when you're juicing straight greens is that the juicer will produce some foam. This can be reduced by basically juicing something else with it. So if we alternated like celery and spinach, that works significantly better than just doing spinach alone, which is bound to make some extra foam here. Let me go ahead and show this to you guys. So yeah, lots of foam here on the tray. So basically for this, we just go ahead and try to tap it down and shake it down and get the foam to go down a little bit. One of the other things I like to do, if it's not going down super much, is we go ahead and after we tap it down a bunch, is I like to go ahead and take all the foam and carefully put it back through the machine and rejuice it. A lot of the foam looks like to me is aerated juice, but also some fine particulate of the spinach, that is a lot larger than the hole size in the sieve. Alright, so kind of got that clean. Let's go ahead and put this back on and start juicing again. Alright, looks like we got about the last handful of spinach to juice in the Omega Cube juicer. It's been working really well. Looks like we got a lot more foam that's collected since we stopped last time, so that's a good thing that we actually stopped it to remove the foam, because it would have overflowed. You know, a better technique I like to use, instead of putting the screen on top of the juice catch container, is actually just to juice it without a screen, and then once you get it all juiced, then go ahead and re-sieve it, after you're done. That's going to allow for some of the foam to settle and make it for a lot easier juicing process than it kind of like almost trying to overflow like it is. Alright, so that's it. We got 1 pound of the spinach juiced. Let's see here. It looks like the machine is maybe pretty much done working. Sometimes I like to take the pulp that came out and feed the pulp back through. That's going to kind of get you a little bit more higher yields, and this is something that works relatively well on the 8000 series and horizontal single augers. Sometimes a pulp will back up on you like it is here because it's too soft, so then that's when maybe pushing a carrot or some celery through with the pulp would be quite helpful. In addition, when rejuicing the pulp, it will create an excess, pulp in the juice because the fiber is already broken down. Alright, I think that's it. You can go ahead and turn that baby off. And next I want to go ahead and grab this pulp for you guys. This is some of the spinach pulp. I'll go ahead and put that in my hand, see if we can squeeze any juice out here. Okay, I'm squeezing pretty hard. I mean, I didn't see any juice come out. It's still wet, but it's pretty dry. Like for a juicer, this has done amazing, and this is why I recommend the horizontal single auger machines if you want to juice nothing but greens or high percentage of greens. Now this is going to be a little more tricky here. I'm going to go ahead and take the juice catch container, move it out of the way carefully, because as you guys can see, I'll put this in its place, it doesn't drip. As you guys can see, we got lots and lots of foam and a small particulate pulp. So how I'm going to deal with this is carefully tap this to try to like maybe get any juice to fall through the screen, which I'm getting a few drops here and there, and we'll come back at you once I've done this for a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and see how much juice we made. Alright, so this juice has been maybe just sitting here dripping a while, kind of get impatient. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move this sieve with all the juice still dripping out just over to the pulp catch bin. So I like that that sits on there fairly easy, so it's not going to drip everywhere. And then we're going to go ahead and take our strained juice in the catch cup and pour it. So, you know, there is no real pour spout on this. There's basically 3 square corners and 1 rounded corner. I would encourage you guys to pour off a square corner. And we're just going to go ahead and pour it in this glass. That's a measuring glass, so we can kind of see like how many ounces of juice we made. Really nice consistency, nice dark, deep, rich, chlorophyll rich spinach juice. We're up to 8 ounces, which is the average. Whoa, we're almost going to make it to 9. So yeah, that worked fairly well. And if, let's see, you guys probably can't see that, but we made almost 9 ounces in there. I'd probably say it's a good solid 8.5. And if maybe we wrung out this pulp, like one of the ways I like to effectively deal with this mixture here is I like to take like a coffee filter, maybe double them up, and just put this in the coffee filter, and then like use a coffee filter, you know, paper coffee filter, and like squeeze it, and that'll get some of the juice out if you're really anal. Of course, the other thing you do is you can just simply eat the pulp. Oh yeah. What I'm tasting is air, foam, and some particulate. If you just let that sit a while, it'll turn more into juice, and then you'll definitely have your 9 ounces. Alright, so yeah, now that we got the juice, we're going to go ahead and drink some straight up spinach juice and see if I can get and be as strong as Popeye. Now to me, it's kind of good, I like it. To me, the spinach juice tastes great, but I know for a lot of you guys that are not used to drinking straight green juices, you might be like, man, that's nasty. And if you drink too much straight green juice, right, you're not used to it, you could, you know, throw up and all this kind of stuff and get an upset stomach. I'm used to drinking this stuff, so I mean, for me, drinking 8 ounces of spinach juice straight up, not an issue. But if you're new into it, I would encourage you guys to start slow. And I have videos on how, if you're new to juicing, how to start off and ramp up how you juice, so you're not drinking too much. I mean, the main thing is what I go by is what Jay Cordich, the juice man, taught me when I was young and learning about juicing myself. He said never make a juice more than 25% of the leafy greens, period. So you would have 25% of your glass leafy greens, so maybe do like, you know, 4 ounces of leafy green juice, and then do another 12 ounces of something like a carrot, celery, and apple to really balance out the leafy greens, and then you shouldn't really have a problem with it. But yeah, I'm quite impressed on how well the Omega Cube juicer did. I really liked the large feed chute. It, you know, juiced without problem, never stopping once. Did make some significant amounts of foam, but that is to be expected on all juicers. When you're juicing straight greens, you know, that's why, as I said before, I encourage you guys to rotate the greens with some carrots or some celery or maybe even some jicama, you know, to help reduce the foam and get your yields a bit higher, and it's going to work a bit better. But yeah, pulp was dry, juice tastes great. I mean, I think Omega's got a winner with the Juice Cube. I'm still kind of trying to figure out if I like the shape myself. It's new and different. I'm kind of more of a practical guy, and yeah, while this machine is practical, you know, I mean, this sits on there and it's fairly secure, but I kind of like the one that just sits on the counter myself personally. But hey, this thing works really good. I can't really say anything else about it right now. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and clean this baby up. We're going to come back at you after I drink my spinach juice, and we're going to go ahead and make some frozen fruit sorbet in the Omega Juice Cube. So I just got done drinking all that spinach juice and got all this cleaned up, and now we're back at you ready to make my frozen fruit sorbet for dessert. Now I did want to mention, you guys, you know, the yield on the Omega Cube juicer 300R model, which is the one I'm using. It's red. It also is available in silver. Was actually impressive, to say the least. For juicing straight greens, I've juiced straight greens in many juicers, and in general, as I mentioned before, you get about 1 cup of juice, which is 8 ounces, per 1 pound of produce. Now I did weigh that package. It comes pre-weighed. It says 1 pound on the label. I did pre-weigh the package with the spinach in there. It was 19 ounces. And then I juiced it all, and then I weighed the package when it was empty, and it was 2.9 ounces. So this means the Omega Cube juicer juiced 16.1 ounces of spinach and made like 8.5, probably easily 9 ounces if I would have just strained and got the juice out of some of that extra pulp. So this is actually really impressive for me. It's probably one of the best performing juicers on the greens at this time, more than likely due to the improved outlet adjusting knob here, and maybe the feed chute also has something to do with it, just the way it works, and you could feed things in easier. Well, that at least saves you some time. And when I clean it up, it took me under 2 minutes to clean, and now we're back and ready to make the next recipe. So right now I have the juicer set up for juicing. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to change this out and get it set up for the homogenizing or mincing or grinding. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and take off these 2 pieces here, including that outlet adjusting knob and the cap, and you're just going to go ahead and take off that juicing screen, right? You're going to go ahead and open up in the back the little trap door, and then you're going to get out what's known as the blank plate. So the blank plate, as you guys can see, has no holes. The juicing screen here has the stainless steel holes on the top and then on the bottom. So all we need to do is put this blank plate in there all the way, and then we're going to go ahead and grab one of the nozzles here. I think we're just going to go ahead and grab the breadstick nozzle, and the breadstick nozzle basically goes inside this outlet housing here, and then you just push this in and close it, and you're all ready and set up. You can then stick your juicing screen and the other parts back in the little drawer if you'd like, and then you're all ready to do the grinding function. So the grinding function, you know, whether you want to process things like I'm processing today, such as the frozen bananas and some frozen blueberries, or whether you want to process fresh tomatoes and onions and cilantro into some fresh made salsa, whether you want to take some roasted peanuts and put them through the machine with this setup like this, you could make your own nut butters at home, or whether you want to put some, you know, fresh carrots in there and grind that up into a baby food that's going to have a nice texture. But if you want even a softer texture, you're going to go ahead and cook those carrots first and then put it through the machine, and then it's going to have a really nice and creamy texture. So this is really good for people or babies that don't have teeth, or people that don't have teeth, and people that just don't want to chew as much. And I like this option for the homogenizing, or basically grinding things up, because it runs at a low 80 revolutions per minute. Unlike many high-speed blenders that may do a similar function, it's doing a similar function, but it's doing it way different. It does it at high speeds. It's drawing in air that's oxidizing the food, that's lowering the nutritional quality of food. In this way, you could keep the high nutritional quality of food because you're going to do the least amount of oxidative damage at the low RPM. Of course, this machine could also be used for grinding your spices. You know, grind peppercorns into your own fresh pepper. You know, you could take whole cloves of garlic and mince it up in here. You could even take coffee beans if you're still drinking coffee to grind those up. that being said, I would encourage you guys to drink juice instead of coffee. It's a lot healthier in my opinion. Alright, so anyways, let's get on to making my dessert because I'm quite hungry. How this works is very simple. This is the easiest thing to do, and this is probably, the second most used feature on the juicers, besides just making the fresh fruit and vegetable juice, right? In this day and age, it's apparent to me that just many people want to start eating healthier, but they don't know how. And so, the number one thing to do, in my opinion, is get a juicer, because a juicer will allow you to increase literally the best foods on the planet. It'll allow you to increase the volume of the fruits and vegetables you're eating, especially the vegetables. Like, I couldn't sit here and eat 5 pounds of carrots, but if I ran 5 pounds of carrots through the juicer, it's going to make about 4 to 5 cups of juice, depending on the juicer you're using. And you could drink that carrot juice, and you're going to get basically all the nutrition out of the carrots into you in an easy to digest form. And even if you did eat 5 pounds of carrots, your body's not super efficient at getting the nutrition out of it unless you're chewing each and every mouthful into a mush. So that's why the juicing is good. But then the next stage, many juicers have this option, which is now you can increase your fruit consumption, right? Most people eat fruits relatively easily, but the problem is people will substitute foods instead of eating fruit. So they'll eat a candy bar instead of fresh fruits that are just naturally sweet on their own and much healthier for you than a candy bar. I don't need to tell you guys this. You guys know fresh fruit's better than a candy bar and fresh fruit's better than ice cream, right? But plenty of people still eat ice cream. Why? Oh, because it tastes so good and because it's cold and that's what I eat since I was a kid and all this stuff. Well, hey, now with the Omega Cube Juicer, now you can make a healthy alternative to eating that ice cream that has a very similar texture as that soft serve frozen yogurt that I don't recommend either, that you used to eat like I did when I was a kid from your favorite fast food joint, by simply just using ripe bananas. So these bananas here are frozen. I don't know if you guys see the ice crystals on my HD camera there. But basically what happens is I buy bananas when they're spotted up and really ripe, and normally I get them for cheap because they come in those little bags. And then I'll peel them all, put them in a Ziploc bag, suck the air out of the bag, put it in the freezer, and then they'll get frozen hard like this. And then what I do is I take them out and I put them through the juicer, which will then homogenize, crush, and make a really nice textured banana ice cream. Well, it's not really banana ice cream. Maybe it's more like a banana sorbet, but many people call it banana ice cream because it literally tastes like ice cream, but it's 100% bananas. And then the other thing I like to do is I like to add in bananas with other fruits. So, you could do bananas with some blueberries and have banana or blueberry ice cream, right? I've also done things like frozen mangoes to make mango sorbet or mango ice cream, right? No cream involved, 100% fruit, but it comes out so creamy, you would swear there's some cream in there. Plus, because, you're hopefully processing some ripe fruits that hopefully you froze yourself, like I froze these two myself, at the peak ripeness, it's going to be much better tasting and more nutritious for you. So yeah, that's simply what we're going to do here. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and turn this machine on. I got a standard bowl here instead of using the rinky-dinky small bowl. It's not going to fit all this stuff. And we'll just basically break off a piece of the banana and drop it in there. And we're going to use that pusher to push that in there. Once we push a little bit of banana through, we're going to go ahead and put a couple blueberries in there. As you guys can see, it's falling out. Let's see, one of the challenges with this guy is that the way it's designed, you gotta have it like half on and half off for it to catch. So maybe their bowls might work better for this task. I'd like to see maybe like some kind of like little block that's included with the juicer, so if you need to put something underneath it, it's not going to be on a ledge. That'd be kind of nice. Alright, threw a bunch of a bunch of blueberries in there. Some bananas. I like to kind of like get them even keel, like a little bit at the same time. Oh, this is running over. Alright, so we need to luckily have a 2x4 here. So with a 2x4 there, we could easily like put this like half and half. I think that's the best thing to do, and hopefully Omega figures out a way to do this. Yeah. Because this outlet comes out like maybe not far enough out So maybe making the outlet longer would be another solution, so you just have a nice sized bowl to collect all your frozen banana sorbet. Alright, a couple blueberries, a couple more bananas in there. Alright, so we just have the last piece of banana pudding through, and it looks like we've made an amazing ice cream treat right here. This has gone through without any issues. I know some machines, you know, when you're putting really, you know, hard frozen fruit pauses and will stop on you. Yeah, not so with the Omega Cube juicer. This juicer is actually quite powerful. 200 watt motor actually. Worked really well. Let's go ahead and turn this baby off, and let me go ahead and taste this guy. Alright, so here we go. This is our frozen fruit sorbet or ice cream. Look at that. I wonder if you had like a cone or something, you could just put it underneath there and put that in there. But look at that, man, look at this. This is totally solid ice cream. It's not dripping or nothing. That's what I really like about the Omega Cube and the homogenizing, right? If you put this in like a high-speed blender, it would just grind it all up, but then it wouldn't be like this solid. I mean, this is really like that ice cream out of the container. Nice and broke down. I do taste some skin of the blueberries that weren't fully broken down. But I'm going to just go ahead and mix all this up. And it all goes to the same place. This stuff is delicious. If you guys are trying to get off ice cream with all those monodiglycerides and preservatives and extra sugar, definitely would recommend the frozen fruit sorbet. Omega Cube does a definitely good job at it. I guess with that, I want to go ahead and sum up my experience with the Omega Cube juicer. Once again, I got the Cube juicer in red, also comes in that silver color. You know, at first I thought like, man, this Cube juicer, that's like a gimmick, right? Like just another way to sell juicers. Alright, yeah, so it compacts down, and I didn't really see the value in that personally until I got to use it. You know, now I'm more convinced that this is a nice little machine. They got a few little bugs to work out. You know, I had a problem with my door, and this metal piece here maybe could be a bit more flush, and you know, maybe figuring out the deal with you know, collecting sorbet when it comes out the end or whatever else you're processing. You know, it's a little bit tight in there, but yeah, I think overall this machine is amazing because it does store and compact down in a nice compact space. And that's very important because I know a lot of people may lose their juicer parts. You know, they have this part here and that part there, and all this goes and stores in a one easy to access, you know, component that you could keep on your countertop. So it actually looks pretty nice too, you know, with this chrome and all this stuff. Really good looking juicer, but more importantly for me, it actually functions well. That's very important, because if it like look great and function well, that's like all looks, all show and no go or something like that. This thing worked great too. I like the enhanced and larger feed chute over all the other 8000 series models for sure. I definitely like the outlet cone here. Oh, and that'd be a solution here if you are homogenizing. Just put this cone back on. Let's see what that fit up with it on there. And then that might help the stuff come out a little bit further. I think that would actually be a solution. I don't know, I didn't read the instructions, so maybe you're supposed to do that in the first place. But yeah, so nonetheless, few little issues, but yeah, overall, definitely a good machine. You know, I'm curious to see how it is and the long-term durability of it. I'm sure it'll be fine, and even if it isn't, Omega has that 15-year warranty. Yeah, there's definitely many new, you know, pros to this machine. Stores down, doesn't look like a juicer on your counter, doesn't look like an old antiquated juicer from the 1990s that they're still making today. And I encourage all the other companies out there to innovate like Omega has with their Cube juicer, to take juicing to the next level, always improving the product so that the customers could get higher yields and have further benefits and want to start juicing, you know, instead of not. So yeah, at this point, recommend the Omega Cube juicer if you're looking for a horizontal single auger juicer. If you don't know what kind of juicer you're looking for, be sure to check my past episodes. I have over 400 episodes on this YouTube channel dedicated to sharing with you guys all the different styles of juicers and which one may be the best one for you. In the description down below, I did put a link to one of my videos where I go over the different styles of juicers so that you guys could find out the best one for you. Once again, I want to let you guys know to support me in my work by making your Omega Juice Cube juicer or any other juicer that you're going to purchase at discountjuicers.com so I can continue my work. I want to thank you guys for all you guys that have supported me in the past, and thank you in advance for the people that will support me in the future so I can continue my very important work to share the message about juicing, about fruits and vegetables, and even about growing your food here on YouTube. That's allowed me to spread what I've learned with the entire world and do my part to make the world a better place. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming episodes that I'm coming out about every 5 to 7 days. You never know what new juicer I'll be demoing, what juicer comparison I'll be doing, or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel here. Also, be sure to like this video if you liked it. If I get enough likes, I'll do a lot more videos with the Juice Cube. And also be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 400 episodes at this time comparing all the different juicers so you guys could find the best fit for you. Also be sure to share this with somebody that's really into design and cool looking gadgets and stuff, because they're probably going to want to get an Omega Cube juicer. I'm quite happy with mine now. So I think I want to go ahead and finish the rest of my ice cream. I'm quite hungry after making this video today for you guys. So once again, my name is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.